Cyclists are being invited to take on one of the most scenic challenges in the region this May as the RNLI's popular Lap of the Lake charity cycle returns to Lough Derg. Differing routes for that, and the event will see participants travelling through Clare, Tipperary and Galway, all while raising vital funds for the RNLI's lifesaving work. And on the line to tell us more is Lough Derg RNLI Lifeboat Press Officer Eleanor Hooker. Eleanor, thanks for being with us on the show.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning to you. The Lap of the Lake cycle returning this May. Can you tell people what they can expect from this year's event?
Yes, due to popular demand, it's come back, and there are two routes. There's a 120-kilometre route, which circumnavigates the lake, and as you said, goes through Tipperary, Clare and Galway. And then there's a shorter route, a 65-kilometre route, and there's a turnaround at Lough, and the participants go back to Drumnair, back to the Yacht Club and back to the Lifeboat station. All of the details about how to reserve a spot are on the Eventbrite page or on Lough Derg RNLI's Facebook page. So if you need any details or you have any questions, just drop us a message and we'll be delighted to help. The longer route is 65 kilometres, or 65 euros to register, and the shorter route is 50 euros to register, and it's all in a good cause because the RNLI depends entirely on public contributions to keep us afloat, and the support is phenomenal. Over the last few years, hundreds of cyclists have come to our region and discovered the beauty of our the lake and the River Shannon, and it's a joy to welcome people back each year and then to meet new participants. Laura Clark is the chairperson of the fundraising committee who's organising this, and it's a mammoth amount of work, but the safety of the riders and the cyclists is paramount. So she's first aiders, there's pit stops along the way, there's food, she's marshals on the road, because this year the cyclists will be going over the new bridge because the old bridge is now pedestrian only. So it's a well organised machine, and then at the end all of the cyclists come back to Drumnair, to the Yacht Club and the Lifeboat station, and it's very celebratory. There's food, there's beverages, and there's chat, and it's a great event. And you know, people of all talents and even e-bikes are welcome. You know, it's not a race; it's a participant, and there's amazing photographs from previous years. If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see them. We've been blessed with good weather, so we're praying like crazy that the weather continues and that we have a great,
And I did wonder, because there's so many selling points to this. Obviously, the location and around there, stunning, and taken in the three counties, be beautiful for a cycle. It's not competitive, so you can kind of take your time at it and really take in your surroundings. Obviously, the coming up in May, you're hopeful for good weather, and for those who participate, I just wonder, Eleanor, you know, at the end of it, as you said, there's a chance for everyone to there's a good kind of camaraderie as well afterwards.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, everybody comes, and even when cyclists are getting ready, you see all of the different clubs from the entire island all wearing their colours, and they're all cycling in groups and they're supporting one another. I have to say that registration for the event takes place on Friday the 15th of May from 6 to 8, and then on Saturday morning from 7:30 to 8:40. And you know, everybody's welcome. Come along. We just want to see all of our previous participants come back, and we welcome new joiners too. It's just a great event, and you know, the entire community gets together. This is what we love about it. People just volunteer their time and their effort, and even people who are not, you know, members of the operational team, but people will get to meet the crew because they'll be going from station to station in the lifeboat, and they'll get to meet the cyclists as well. So you can see what you're contributing towards, what your fundraising is buying, which is a boat, fuel, and the best kit and training for our crew. Our local company, Abbey Machinery, are our main sponsors this year, which is fantastic, and our thanks to them as well, because all of this it orchestrates the most fantastic event.
And as you mentioned, Eleanor, an event like this is crucial in bringing in money, vital funding for the RNLI, which I guess, maybe perhaps there's an element of frustration that you do have to fundraise rather than, receiving funding from central government. But can you explain how important events like this are for funding your work to allow you to continue the crucial work that you do all year round?
Oh, absolutely. The RNLI is a charity and it's entirely dependent on public contributions for its service. And so its fundraising is just the backbone of the organisation. And the fundraisers work away quietly all year round. You see the crew in their kit and you hear about the rescues. But the fundraisers are there in all weathers fundraising, and it's very important. And actually, our local community all around the lake know what we do. They know that there are people who are living their best lives right now, who might not have had the lifeboat not been there. So the contributions are willingly given, but we don't take anything for granted. And the charity spends that money very wisely. There's constant research and development of kit and protocol and training, so that when crew go out, it's muscle memory. They go out and do the rescue and bring everybody home. And the crew are also volunteers, or people who leave their jobs and leave their beds in cold winter nights to go out and help people they've never met before, may never meet again. So I think it's a phenomenal organisation. I'm committed anyway.
Well, look, there's many who would agree with you. Those who have availed, who've needed the services of the RNLI and others as well. The fact that it's the Lap of the Lake Cycle isn't a competitive event, Eleanor, does that mean you do get more experienced cyclists taking part, but also it's very suitable for first-time cyclists, or those who just, they're not trying to break any world records. They want to take it at their own pace and take in all the stunning scenery that's around there.
Absolutely. I mean, you see the cyclists from cycling clubs, and then you see others who get together and band together. And, the shorter route is aimed at people who are fit, but who are not the cyclists who go to every event in Ireland and Europe. And so that shorter route suits them. There is one climb up Portrue Hill, but when you get to the summit, you look down and it's blissful into the wind down the other side. So, and that's lovely. And then Killough Sailing Club is quite close to that location, so people can stop, and there's some of the best bakers in Ireland provide scones and cakes. It's wonderful, and there's all healthy stuff, bananas and nutrition bars and energy drinks. So it's really well catered for. Okay,
sounds like it's going to be yet another great year for the event. Just a reminder before I let you go, Eleanor, as to how people can register or take part.
Yes, if you go to the Eventbrite page and look up Lap the Lake, Lough Derg RNLI, or if you come to our Facebook page, we have details there, and we'll be posting that every couple of weeks so people can see. If you have any queries at all, just send a message to the Facebook page and we'll get back to you. We'll get back to you with it. If we don't know, we'll find somebody who does. So just make contact. It's very open.
Okay, well, look, the best of luck with it. I'm sure it'll all go off very successfully. Eleanor Hooker there from the Lough Derg RNLI Lifeboat service with us on Friday's Morning Focus.